How fun. We're going to have such a good time. I'm so excited. Okay. Right.
Judy, I'm so excited that you're back dancing with us.
Hello, I'm so excited too. Hi. This is the next best thing to being in the same space. I was so excited to be outside with all of you, but oh well.
We'll get there.
Here we are.
We'll get there. We will. We'll get there. I have the live stream also going on Facebook. We have that private ATS Bellydance Street Team, Fat Chance Bellydance Style Street Team page. So if there's any problem with the internet, usually for one reason or another, the live stream in the Facebook group continues.
Okay.
That's working on the cell network instead of on the internet connection. Because I'm at the house and not out in the street, I anticipate a better evening. Sophia, welcome.
Okay.
Have fun.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Sophia, I'd like to introduce you to Judy. I don't know if you have met.
I don't think so. Hello.
Hi, Sophia. I'm Judy. Great to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Gosh, that's a gorgeous little lacy thing you have on.
Thank you. I feel like I'm deep in the way this video is. I'm just, yeah.
You're decent. You look great.
I think you look great too. But just so you know, there's a little note on the top here. I don't know if it told you as you came in, but this, I'm making a recording of this. So it's going to YouTube, and then the link will go out later. So groovy. So I just want you to feel good about how you look. And if you want to wear something different, you have the choice, or I feel great about how you look.
Thank you. I like it.
Oh, looks like we got 2 people on our live stream. Hi. Little drop me a note. Let me know who's watching, okay? This is going to be so fun.
I just love how all the innovation that's been happening these last months. You know, the grief and the sorrow and the loss. There's a lot of sweetness.
Yeah. There's a lot. It's a lot of adventure.
Yeah.
Judy, we never missed a class. We've all been together the entire time. Like,
that's incredible.
Isn't that crazy? Like, we were in week 2 of a 6-week series when they started the quarantine, and we just never stopped dancing. We were on the public page, on the Sirens public page on the Facebook for a while. And then we've done a whole combination of things. We've had private lessons on Zoom. We've had the multi-platform class, which is like in person and on Zoom. And now it's also live streaming. So I know.
Well, I mean, that has to do, that says so much about you and all of your dancers, but you especially, Leslie, for just jumping in and innovating.
Well, Leslie's been our guardian angel lifesaver. I don't know how I've gotten through all this COVID without her hanging in there and teaching us remotely.
Yeah. Well, it says a lot.
You know, it's a whole positive feedback circle.
Yeah.
It's working for everybody. So,
well, and I imagine like everything that we've all attended, the first session or 2 were bumpy and choppy and dropping. And
yeah, and I got a lot of help and a lot of great feedback from people in class to help like perfect the plan and the sound and like to work on things. And people were just really patient and upbeat. And so like we were able to just kind of make it work. So yeah. All right, I'm gonna double check I have the connection correct here on my I'm just gonna do a little sound check of my music and then we'll get the class rolling. I have so many exciting things to tell you guys. I'm so happy we're all here together.
I'm super excited to join with Zoom to be able to, be able to talk back and forth. But the only thing is when I can join on Facebook, I can see you on my big screen TV.
Well, the other choice you have too, because we're live streaming both on Facebook and on YouTube. So you can put this class, like you could watch it on your computer, and then you can also have this class playing. If you have a Roku or an Apple TV, like you can use the YouTube app to look at it online.
I see.
It's a little bit weird because it's about 20 seconds behind. So if anybody's actually watching the Facebook live feed at the same time, like, right, I'm over here. In a moment, you're about to be.
Oh, I see. But that's a good idea.
From the past just came over and waved. Hi, Leanda. Fun. I'm super excited actually to do our first class online because I have some really fun exercises that I give us for getting deeper into our basic posture, which are going to be a lot more comfortable for you with a beautiful place to lay down. Yeah. And so we're going to work today on so many interesting little bits and pieces of things to get us started in the right direction and hopefully to make our basic posture more beautiful and pleasant and lovely. So I
like it.
Yeah. So I'm going to ring the bell. And are any of you guys the person that's watching on the Facebook live stream also? Or is there someone else is there?
But I might do that next. Well, I'm going to hopefully come in person, but that's a good idea for next time if I can to do both.
You can totally just use the Facebook live stream from the group the same way you did the last one. If you like the way that was working, you can do that. The only thing that the live stream doesn't, like, I can see when you type in questions, but we can't talk to each other like this.
Yeah, which is nice to do too.
I agree. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. But hopefully we'll be in person next week anyway for this class.
I think so too. I have big plans and dreams. Let me ring the little bell and then we'll get things rolling.
They don't speak good girl.
Let's put our hands down by our sides. We're going to put our feet together, big toes together, ankles together, knees together, and just opening our hands really gently up overhead. Big inhale. And exhale with a sigh. Rolling the shoulders back and down and standing up nice and tall. Feeling your feet rooting down into the floor. Just really lightly pull your toes up towards you to activate the arches of the feet and then settle them back down on the ground. We're going to give each person that made it here today a round of applause. Yeah? So I'd like to introduce Judy Finney. Bravo! Thank you for coming, Judy. Yay! And we have Leah. Yay, Leah! Christina. Yay! And Sophia, very first time on Zoom. Yes! Ava Talbot. Yeah. And appearing on Zoom today, Sonia, our faithful in-person attendee. I know, here we are, all the computer together. Heather, yay! Jody, yay! Lyanda, yay! And Ava Shockley. Yeah. Oh, Ava, you got a cute, yes. Oh my goodness, so cute. So cute. I love it. So what Ava is wearing, if you didn't see, we started a Sirens of Serpentine mercantile. So all these clothes were all designed by Ava Talbot. So these are all her genius designs. And these are like vintage mermaid pieces that have the Alki Beach view of Seattle and the peephole of the tail. And I know lots of you have seen it. Christina's got her shirt on, so I know lots of you have seen them before. I know. We got to make like a cool album of
I have my sweatshirt.
Oh, so cute. Oh, I love it.
I love the scale.
Oh, I know. Ava did those specials. She designed those
So
to
cool.
the hood. That is all custom. That is
That's
all,
awesome.
like, she had to like design that. I know.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's amazing. It's so unique and cool. I love it.
Oh, Heather's got hers too. Oh, we're the best. I love us. All right. Yeah, we have a little Instagram tag. It's the hashtag Sirens of Serpentine. So if you want to put pictures of yourself, if you're an Instagram person or a, Facebook person, feel free to like put pics up of yourself and use the little group hashtag. This is just a PSA. This is a side note because of the smoke tonight, just in case this is information you don't have yet. Any kind of air filtration system you have in your house can work as an air filter. So if you have a furnace that has a filter, you can put it on the fan mode and that will clean the air inside your home. You can also use your air conditioner on the recycle mode on just the fan, and that will also pull air through and clean it. So if anyone is having a problem in their house, there's some homemade box fan things you can do too. I have all those things going and all of them are filthy. So thank you for all your understanding and patience. And of course, nobody wants to do anything that compromises our good health because we are together to build beauty and to build health and to have fun. So here we are doing it at home, nice and safe. So my hope is that next week we will be back in the driveway, that the smoke will have cleared and we'll be outside in the driveway under the golden eggs back at our space at Equinox. We will always have availability online, so no pressure. If this works better for you, we'll see you here. And on the 28th of September, which is in 2 weeks, it is my hope that with masks and social distancing, we will enter for the first time into Yaw Theater. So that will give us a chance to be out of the rain and hopefully to have a more stable internet connection. And I hope everyone will feel good about it. If that isn't going to work for you, please just come online. That's going to be totally great. And so that way we will be able to work as the winter gets darker earlier and as the weather shifts on us. So the Wednesday class right now is only online. The Wednesday class will become available in person when we are in phase 3. We have a reservation at Youngstown that extends through all of 2021, and I have all of the dates on the website. So I'm excited about all these projects and adventures, and I'm so excited you're here for them. We also are developing a monthly performance opportunity that's going to be at an event called Spasm. It stands for South Park Swap Meet. A for Anarchy in the Middle is Silent. It is a collab between Big Top Curiosity Shop and the Punk Rock Flea Market. It was canceled last weekend because of the fire. So they have a rescheduled date of the 26th of September. So maybe we'll get some pals out there working in this format. Is there anybody here that doesn't know what Fat Chance belly dance style belly dancing is about? That's okay if the answer is yes. That if you were just like, this works for me in my schedule and I like you guys and I thought we'd just come do something cool. Okay, so it looks like people have got a pretty good idea what they're getting into, I hope. So I'm just gonna say a couple of things about it because it's the first evening. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put everybody on mute. And if you wanna talk, you just unmute yourself. But this way it'll keep it a little bit quieter when we go to play music. You can also type things. So that works really nicely. Cool. We are recording this and it's going to be up on YouTube later. So you are welcome to be a subscriber. I'm going to put myself in the speaker view so I'm the big picture. If you prefer not to have your screen on for your own reasons because you need to go to the ladies' room or you have to divide your focus between what we're doing and something else that happens, I totally understand. Yeah, we'll just do our best. And if you have days where you would prefer it to be a little more anonymous, this is also live streaming on Facebook, or you can watch the video link later. Yeah? Okay, great. Thanks, Jody, for letting me know. Okay, so the other thing with the live stream is that for one person, it works totally fine, but I would like you to know with my back to you in the Zoom, this is my right hand, and this is my left hand, and I am turning now counterclockwise. And I think that that should be the same for you. When you watch the video on YouTube, sometimes it circles the other way because the camera is flipped. So, that. Fat Chance belly dance style. I have actually created like a whole bunch of really, what I think is really interesting articles and things that you could read about it if you were interested, and also a lot of inspirational pictures that have to do with the costuming in our Pinterest album, and I left you a link in the group on Facebook, but also it's on Pinterest and it's a public album, so you could just go there and look it up under my name. There are a few things that make this style unique, a number of things that make this style unique. One of them is that it's based on folkloric dancing, but it has been reinterpreted in a very modern and American way to be suitable for groups of people to follow the leader led by cues. So there is a slow vocabulary and a fast vocabulary, and it is very finite. It's right body driven. It has a very beautiful body posture. And we're going to work very deeply today on connecting with the posture and with connecting with the rhythm. And I think it's actually an incredibly excellent tool for furthering your finger cymbal playing, for furthering your rhythm study. It's very exact. And so one of the things that can be hard for us coming from a more fluid background where we have been working primarily in American cabaret is we're used to a little bit more, you know, everything goes, we do it on the right, we do it on the left, we throw in a little imagination, we mix music from different countries in the same set. We could have a piece that's Turkish and a piece that's Egyptian. And so what's happening here with us is that there's just one way to do everything. And so it's just not about being right or wrong as a person. So if I offer you a correction or if I offer you a detail about what you're doing, I would just like to help you get more clearly in line with this form, right? With this style. So there is a very specific way that each of the movements is executed, and that is to make us all look as similar as possible when we execute the move. Yep. It is a body-friendly system. It's meant to be done by groups of women together, and you can certainly do this and not be female identified. It's meant to be done by groups of people, but primarily it has been women in the past. There are, of course, fabulous men doing tribal style belly dancing, and we have one that will be here with us if he is not here right this moment. So if you haven't met Charlie, prepare to be delighted. He's going to turn up in a little while if he's not here now. I am going to try to stick to the time frame of finishing the class at 7:25 so that we can start the second class at 7:30 so that everybody can get home to bed, you know, at 8:30 when the other class is supposed to end. So I'll do my best not to talk the whole time. The style comes from San Francisco. It's developed by director Carolina Noricchio for her troupe, and it is very fluid, it is very fun, and it is meant to be done to all kinds of music. And we will get more deeply involved with rhythm and with finger cymbal playing. And so I want to show you three things that I think will help you with your study if you don't already have them. One, of course, is the frame drum. I have them in two different sizes, and this is an odyssey that we have been on for a little while. This is 10, and this is 14. I have a 12-inch one in my room, but I think 12 is good. I think 14 is good. You know, 10 really fits in your purse. So, you know, and they're very affordable at all three sizes. The Remo frame drums that have the fiber skin heads, they don't have to be tuned, and they're very affordable. They used to carry them in stock at John's Music in Green Lake, but I don't have any idea anymore what's open where or how to connect with people about that. So you can certainly order them online. And if you don't have one today, nothing bad happens. But I do think this is a nice tool for us, and it's something that we have been playing in all the classes. We will need a set of finger cymbals, and we will play them later on today. My finger cymbals, I'm using the small Nefertiti ones from Saroyan. You need 4. That's how many is in a set if you're unfamiliar with them completely. They need to have elastic on them. I have also added electrical tape to the bottom for the filming so that I don't ring out the recordings and make everything sound terrible. This is not something that we ordinarily do for a live performance. So typically for a live performance, tape free. Yes, the same plan. Yeah, so these ones are a Turkish dome. These are also from Saroyan. The other Zil maker, Zil. Hi, Ava. Welcome to Facebook. I saw the little note that was freezing up for her on Zoom and she's moving over. So the word Zil means symbol. So the symbol maker, or the Zildjian, you'll see that printed on lots of rock and roll symbols. And that is the Turkish word for bell. So everybody needs a pair of these, and we're going to play them in a little while. Yeah. And we'll practice every single time we get together. So there is a slow set of movements, which are arrhythmic in Fat Chance belly dance style, which means they don't have a specific count, but they are done in a particular way. And some of them have a cue to start them, and some of them are single skills that just beginning it is the cue for it. In the fast vocabulary, we always play finger cymbals. It's a rule. So, hi Ava, I'm so glad you made it. So cool. I know this is so fun and weird, huh? What a world. So, we're gonna start off just getting really rooted in our body, getting really grounded, and then we're gonna do some special exercises today to help us get focused into the basic posture of ATS, which is drawing really heavily on the use of the lats, the large muscles in the back, here from underneath the chole strap, and then also on the bottom of the obliques. So being able to activate these muscles here between your pubic bone and your belly button to get your back into an imprint from Pilates, a flat shape, a neutral spine, however you like to think about it. So we'll do a couple exercises for that after we have our warm up. So without further ado, yeah, we're gonna hit the music, make some things happen for us. I've got this changed now, so I'm looking at all of you. Oh, how fun. Okay, so I'm gonna play some tunes. Sweet. You can hear the sound? Awesome.
Wesley, we can't hear you over the music. We need adjustment. Thank you, darling.
Okay, you're gonna lay down on the ground for me. And we're gonna go in between an imprint and a neutral spine. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna use the very lowest muscles of the abdomen to pull the back flat to the floor. And so when we are just in a relaxed position on the ground, with our knees bent. We should have kind of a natural arch up away from the ground. You should be able to get your hands in the space. That should be true for most people. And then I want you to keep your glutes totally soft. Try your best not to push your feet into the ground, but to really get a hold with the muscle in between the pubic bone and the belly button and zip to the ground to pull the back flat. So I want you to try to create this shape with soft glute muscle. Yeah, and then just to see how much weight we have in our feet, we're going to pick up one foot. Oh yeah, we're the best. We're going to drop it down. We're going to pick up the other foot, and we're going to drop it down. And this whole time the back is still flat because we're zipped with the low abs. And then we're going to pull up both feet, and we're still zipped. Love it. So right here, just hold with the low abs, and we're just going to do a little touch and a little lift. And there's some effort in the thighs for the lift and lower, but all of the effort to keep the back flat is from the low abs. So this little exercise is sometimes called like dipping your toe in the water, right? Like you're down and you go whoop, and you're back up. Yeah? So we're just going to relax the feet to the ground, let our back have that natural curve, and hopefully we've got that muscle nice and warm down there under the belly button. And really, you want to just imagine you've got a little zipper here from your pubic bone to your belly button, and you're just going zip and pulling everything together, and the back flattens to the ground. Now, that can be not so intuitive, which is why we're practicing it right now a bunch of times. Yeah? So we will develop this over time if it is not so clear right now. But this is the secret to the ATS basic position, is that many times we are tempted to clench both of our butt cheeks to create that flat back experience. And that is going to keep us from being able to properly get our weight in the right spot while we're working in these shapes. So let's go ahead and come over onto our hands and knees. And I would like you just to take the shoulder blades for me, down and up. Yeah, so we're just having a little odyssey here of lifting and dropping the shoulder blades. Yeah. So they're coming up toward the ceiling, and then when I'm pushing into my hands, I can feel it in my pecs. And then as I squeeze the shoulder blades together, I feel that contraction behind. Yeah. We're going to turn the toes under, and we're going to float up into a down dog position. And I'm just going to let my head come down toward the floor, and I'm going to bend my elbows and straighten them. And we're just going to do a couple of these little tiny push-ups here. And I want you to really extend up out of your fingertips so you feel the shoulders going toward your ears and then toward your back pockets. Push and release. So no bend in the elbows now. We're just going to shrug like we were when we were standing. So 5 times. I'm going to show it to you standing upright so you can see me. So it's going like this, and then down, up, and in the pockets, yeah? So 5 of those, please. Head toward the floor, elbows locked, eyes of the elbows forward, and just creating a big shrug up and down. And I want you to try to feel the muscle moving. Yeah, walking our feet to our hands. We're going to soften the knees and roll up through the body. And then we're going to open the arms up overhead. Whew. And we're going to drop those shoulder blades back down into the back pockets. Yeah. So we're going to zip up this entire basic posture situation. And I'm going to find like just the right spot for my computer eventually. This is my first try at doing Zoom in my living room. And I will improve over time. So there's less I feel like I've got the Facebook one actually set up pretty well, but it's anyway, we'll get there. So, so here's the plan. We want to look like beautiful sculptures. Yes? And so we have to resist the temptation of doing any additional movement. We want to think of ourselves like we are carved in marble. Yeah? So we have the big toes together, the heels pressed together, the knees are pressed together, and then there's a soft bend in the knees. To get the back flat, just like we practiced on the ground, we need to really zip to get back. So we have this flat back shape. When I zip you should feel the weight coming out of the toes and into the heels. Yeah, I hope you feel it. So the chest, very important, doesn't come forward at all. It needs to lift up, and as it lifts up, we're tipping on this muscle that we were just working in all of this shrug, shrug, push, push. Yeah, the sides here, the latissimus dorsi, the serratus muscles, these big muscles right here, have to support this move. If we're doing all of this support with just the muscles in the shoulders, you're gonna be so tired so fast. Yeah, so we need to really recruit some big muscles for help. So we wanna think about lifting the chest straight up and setting our shoulders behind us on a little shelf. So the shoulder blades are dropping down into the pockets, and we've got our back nice and flat. We're gonna go ahead here and put helium balloons under the elbows. With the helium balloons under the elbows, they're going to always rise first. The hands need to be wider than the shoulders, and they need to come up overhead. So always, the elbow is leading every movement of the arm. So we're going to take right here, the elbow is staying up, and we're going to drop the hand down here through the middle. And now the palm is pointing back, but the elbow is still leading and lifting. And we're coming around the side, elbow leading and lifting until it places the hand back in that socket right here at the top. Dropping down the center and lifting. Yes. Shoulders in the back pockets. Boom. Yeah? So we're going to go the other direction now. We're going to take that hand out, and I want you to really press and feel this arc shape right here and hold it here at the bottom. Can you see how I've got two basically S's, right? I have a bend in the top arm and in the bottom, and then I'm coming up, lead, 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 elbow, and place. Yes, and out, scooping around through that shape so that basically the elbow and the shoulder don't really move for as long as possible. Yeah, so we could either be down here, elbows are lifted and pointing toward the back, hands pointing toward the back, coming around, hands out on the shelves. The middle fingers have tension, and I have seen some dancers making like these metal hands, right, with both middle fingers coming in toward the middle, and I have seen a single. I am more used to doing this as a single, but you can do two, that's also fine. Yeah? And then we're gonna lift up overhead, and we're just gonna come down through the heart, sweep it out, and lift it up. Already, the shoulders, the deltoids, the back, the whole body, maybe you've even broken a sweat, because honestly, it's not easy looking this cool, right? Roll your shoulders, keep on rolling. Yeah, and let's just relax the arms and the body for a moment. So we're gonna hold on to the elbows, and we're gonna slide gently forward, and just shift the weight side to side. Head down toward the ground. Soften the knees, and rolling up through the body. Now, whether you know it or not, you've actually already done 4 really fabulous moves in the slow vocabulary, and all we have to do is either hold on to them like we just did them, or pair them with a hip slide to create a bit of a frame, yeah, and to use these sort of alternating arms. There's a lot of cute things we're going to do with them, and I'm going to show you 3 of them right now. So I'm going to turn my back to you in a second, yeah, but for now I'm going to face the front, and I'm just going to slide my right hip to the right and drop my right arm and frame, looking so sassy and coming up and around. Sweet, and I'm going to slide it back to the center, and then I'm going to the left and coming back center. I love it. And then I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm only going to come slightly above my chest, and I'm going to push this out and raise it up. Same thing, coming down to the chest height, sliding it out, and lifting it up. And as I'm about to show you, you can turn around in a little circle with this buddy. Yeah. And you could wait until you get there to put the hand up, or you could be doing it as you're moving and arrive. So we've got our basic posture, feet together, knees together, soft, zipped, lifted, hands up. And we're just going to go ahead and slide and slide and then hand at the heart. This is one of the rare occasions where you can walk either direction you want. So you can turn over either your right or your left shoulder. Yes, and hands up top. Yeah, excellent, yeah. And so this is gonna be really a key ingredient actually in the slow transitions for lots and lots of things. So even though this is the first thing that we're doing, this is actually an incredibly important movement, and it's really great to nail it down and to work on it. And there's a theory that it takes about 8 minutes to really get a new movement into your body. So there is just not enough practice in the world, honestly, for these guys. And I would just really encourage you to revisit this video later if you want, and to have little dates with your friends and all these things, yeah? So there's never enough basic posture, there's never enough practice. And we will practice this basic posture and these arm shapes every time we see each other forever, as long as we're working in this style, yeah? Cool. So now we're gonna do a little hip move just for a little variety, and then we'll come back and we'll have shots. Just kidding, but I did bring shot glasses. So if you have a little glass close by, you might want to grab for later. So when we work on our hand floreos, I have both like a little water goblet size and I have a real shot glass size. So if you have one that's nearby, maybe you would like to grab it for your practice. Yeah, cool. So we're gonna get into a move for the hips now. And so what is interesting about this movement to me is that it is just unwaveringly favored in this style. It is about 90% of all of the figure eights that you're gonna see with the hips. This is a very foundational movement, and we'll use it for changing levels, we'll change it for advancing and receding, and it will come in incredibly handy forever and ever. But what's funny about it is that it's just the down to up vertical figure eight. In this style, it's called the tuxeum. And we need to be very clear that our feet are flat the whole time. Yeah? Because if we come up onto the balls of our feet, what we're doing is we're signaling to other dancers that we're changing levels. So here we are, I got my back to you. And so all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shift my weight. We must begin on the right. This is another one of those, like, we used to play these games when I was a teenager it was called silent football, where this is how you would pass, and then you could like deflect it, whatever. It had all these like really random rules, like you couldn't shrug a thing, which used to send it back to the other person. And this is just like that. So if you have the kind of brain that loves a game and a puzzle, like this is really, the reason why you can't do it is just because you can't. It's just one of the rules, yeah? So in the future, you'll see, because this is the original improv style and it has so much room for variation, that there are lots and lots of beautiful variations that people have created that start on the left and that don't always follow these same rules, but they're all based on this style. So it's a great place to begin, yeah? So here we are, and I need to dip this leg first. So I'm gonna actually shift my weight so that I have got my toes, right? I'm back in my heels, I'm in my basic posture. And then I need to drop this right hip, so I'm gonna bend the knee, and I'm just gonna scoop it up and in. It doesn't need to be big. And so now I need to drop down into the other side and just scoop and return. And so this is the only acceptable way to do this. If you go the other way, if you create the Maya, what's called the Maya in cabaret, in American tribal style, it's actually called the reverse tuxeum because this is such a standard for them. You will be off count because your weight will be in the wrong place. And so when people go to change levels or to walk, you're gonna have difficulty catching up. And it's just really important that you keep the moves small, because in cabaret, oftentimes we will drop and lift, or we'll do like one big one, one little one, or we would start on the left, but we're never going to here. Never. It will always start on the right, and we'll always finish it with the left. Yeah? So the movement is one side and the other. So I'm just gonna tuck my thumbs in, place my hands in this low posture, my feet are together, and I'm gonna scoop by bending the right knee, and I'm going down to up and down to up. Yeah. All of the slow movements are classified as what they call arrhythmic, which means they don't have to go for a particular amount of time, and they don't have to go at a particular speed. So if the music is very, very slow and gooey, I can keep continuing this side and then drop down and continue into that side. Yeah. Cool. Or I could, in fact, go quicker on the right and slower on the left, if that makes sense with what we're doing. But they're still going to be about the same size. Yes? Oh, Diego. Have fun. Yeah? So does that make sense to all people? Okay, groovy. So it's flat feet and it's right and then left. And the move is very small. You know, you kind of want to almost think about it like you have like all these little gem, you know, it's like you have these tiny little gems. If you just think about like, you know, you're just taking your ovaries and you're going like, wrap it up, whoop, right? You know, just like a little sweet circle. And it's coming just from one side to the other side. And we'll start to feel, you know, the hypnotic quality of seeing a group of people doing this together is actually very impactful, even though the movement is small. So we're not really looking for the same kind of whiz bang that you would when you're dancing alone. Yeah. Oh, so fun. You guys look great. Okay, it's time for shots. Yeah. So go ahead and grab your glasses if you got something. If you don't, that's totally fine. So I have a big and I have a little. So you can just use imaginary ones. That's totally fine too. So what we're going to work on now is called a hand floreo. And this hand floreo is borrowed from flamenco. And just like the way that the tuxium is an up and in movement, this hand movement is in towards you, turning your little glass over, and then pulling the hand out of the way 90% of the time. This is a cue that you would be doing the tuxium in the hips. And actually there are times where your hand will floreo the other direction, and it means that you are cueing something different. And I'm not going to confuse you right now by telling you what those things are, but just so you know, it's important that your hand does go that direction. Yes? And so we're going to start with our left hand, and we need to still have that balloon right up under the elbow. So if you want to take your little glass, yeah, and I'm just going to put my other hand here for support, right? So I need to have my elbow up high in the air. And so I'm going to curl that little glass in. I'm going to turn it over and put it in my hand. And then I'm just going to take my hand out of the way. Yep. And I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to bring it over and take my hand out of the way. Good thing there's not actually anything in my shot glass and I'm sucking it at holding it up right. I'm going to use something heavier. So, right. So, right. Elbows up, up, up. So we're turning in. So really pull it up and around with that wrist, and hand comes around. Yeah, picking it up and turning it over. And then you got to get your hand out of the way without touching the glass. Yeah, and scoop. Oh yeah, you want to really think about jumping that wrist around. So you get a hold of your glass, turn it in a little bit toward you, and then turn that wrist up and over so it makes a big circle, right? So it's going in toward you, whoop, wrist out of the way. So if my hand wasn't doing anything, my wrist is still circling. Yeah, groovy. Let's do the other hand, yeah? So here's the funny rub about this, which is that you never really just do your right hand, yeah? We're going to practice the right hand now because we need to do them together. But you don't cue anything with just this hand, boop, up and around. Picking it up, out of the way. Yeah, loving it. So you got to keep your elbow up, and you got to keep your shoulder blade locked down. You have to keep your feet together. Boop, boop, boop. Don't let your elbow roll away from you. Boop. Coming around. Oh, we look great. Swoop. Yes. Cool. All right, things are happening for us. So we're going to put away our shots. Do, 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 do. And I'm going to turn my back to you for a second. And we're going to go both hands. Yeah. So basic posture, always, always. Feet together, knees soft, zipped, chest is up, shoulders are back and on that shelf. And you're going to really plug your lats down. So really pushing through the heart of this muscle right here under the bra strap, under the choli. And elbows are high, floating. And the hands are always wider. Yeah. So if I were to drop them from here, zoop, they would just be right there. Yep, zip, zip. And so my chest is not raising and lowering. I'm keeping everything zipped. I know it seems like so super crazy, but once you get used to this, you start to look awesome. Yeah, because it gives you so much strength. Yeah, so both hands. Turn the glasses over, pull your hands out of the way. Turn the glasses over and pull them out of the way. Turn and leave. Yep. Cool. And so we're just gonna roll the shoulders back and down for a second. Yeah. And I'm gonna use only my left hand. So I want you to think your thumb is your right hip, your little finger is your left hip, and that's how I'm gonna show the people standing behind me where I am in the Taksim, is by leading the way with my left hand. So this hand is just relaxing here, and I'm gonna pour. Right hip has got to dip down and up. And now left hip, so my little left finger is leading, down and up. Here I am in the middle. Right hip, left hip. I hope that you can see that from the back and that makes sense. I think it's nice to think like maybe I'm holding a really beautiful perfume bottle and I'm pouring this little magic potion right in here and then swoop right back into the center, right? So that's kind of fun to think about it like that. So here we go. Zip, right and left and right and left. Groovy, right and left. And then I'm gonna pull both hands up and don't ignore this one, yeah? The cue is in the left hand. They can go together or you can do just the left hand. I wouldn't do just the right hand because of reasons, okay? So here we are and we're going right and left, right and left, right and left. Keep working those toes together. Don't lose the back. Keep your chest up. Keep your elbows up. Yeah, love it. So we are gonna combine all of our buddies. Whoop, 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 whoop. Hold on, my Facebook-y thing is doing a thing. Okay, I'm back on the Facebook thing. So we're gonna combine all these buddies. Yes, we have worked on our basic posture. We have done all of these arm shapes, these like alternating arm shapes. We have worked on the floreo and we've worked on the taksim on the hips. And this is actually a huge amount of vocabulary for the slow movement vocabulary. So I'm gonna go ahead and lead you through a minute where I'm just gonna make that stuff happen for you with music. Yeah, and you're gonna follow along and sink nice and deep? Cool. Plans. Boop, 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 boop. Shush. Hold on, Bluetooth turned itself off because I talked for so long. On, going. Okay. Bing. Yeah? Sweet. So we're gonna move on to the 4 fast foot patterns, just the feet. Yes? And then we're gonna finale with playing a little bit of finger cymbals and we're out of here. Yeah? And so next week we're gonna focus more on building all of the 4 fast patterns with the whole body. But for today, I wanna just do the feet and switch in between them. So what's important about the feet is also what's important about the counting. Yeah? So we're gonna start with the choo-choo. the choo-choo foot pattern, and I'm gonna angle this down perhaps a little bit more. If I move this back a little bit, and then okay, so we want to be back foot flat, front foot ball. And right here, we're going to go lift, 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 push, push, push. Yeah. And this movement just gets counted as a 1. Yeah, it just goes 1, 1, 1. But most things in this style of belly dancing are counted in a 4. So even though this is a single movement and you could use less than 4, usually when you're leading, you do a set of 4. Yeah. So you probably do 4 of them in place, and then you do 4 or 8 of them if you're going to turn. And this is a groovy one because it goes forwards, it goes backwards, and well, backwards is medium. Don't do backwards. It goes forward and it turns left and it turns right. Yeah. So that makes it extra fun. We're going to do the Arabic, just the feet. And so what's really important is this is a 2 count, and we're going to go right foot in front. You have to take the step each time. Don't cheat it and try and rock. You have to step. So it goes step, 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 step. 1, 2, 1, 2. Don't worry about anything else except just doing the steps. Yeah. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And then I'm going to change you back to the choo-choo. So we're going to drop and we're going to go lift, 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 lift. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Really complete, complete, complete. Yeah. And each time when you do it, you would never start on your left foot. It has to be on your right. It just must. Yes. So we're always going to rock right foot in front. 1, 2, 1, 2. So that's the secret between getting in between the choo-choo and the Arabic with the feet. Yes. Okay, so Egyptian is 4, and I'm going to show you the feet and a little bit of knees. Yeah, so we want to really step forward on the right and twist the knee and the hip. So give it a big toss toward the middle and step it down. And then swish and down, swish and down, swish and down. So this goes 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you just want to keep that swish going. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The more you can swish, 1, 2, 3, 4, the cooler it will look over time as you start to build speed. So it goes right, flat, left, flat. So it's ball, flat, flat. Yeah? Cool. Now that foot pattern goes forwards, it goes backwards, it turns right, it turns left. It's an all-star. Yeah? Cool. Last foot pattern. Yes? And then we'll be ready to build so many shapes next week. It is going to be our shimmy step. And now the shimmy step is going to go right, left, right, left, right, left, but it always is in a pair of 2. Yeah? So it gets counted as 2. And so just for now, if we have a flat foot, we're just going 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. The basic shimmy step in ATS is on the ball of the feet. 1, 2, 1, 2. But the feet are mostly side by side. Sometimes my right foot is a little bit further in front. Yeah? So we're going to go 5, 6, 7, 8, and choo-choo. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Arabic. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Egyptian. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah? So does that make sense? So that is the count for the feet and the shapes of the feet. Yes? So I'm going to put on a little bit of tunage, and we're going to do it. And then I'm going to save your first finger symbol lesson for next week because I got busy talking about ATS and costumes and blah, blah, blah and all that because I know it's so fast because it's so fun. Yeah? Cool. But definitely get your finger symbols together this week. practice your foot patterns. I'm gonna post the link for this, yeah? It's gonna make your life so much easier. If you are really clear with your arm pathway, your basic position, and your 4 foot patterns, you are ready to win, yeah? And if you are confused about how they fit together, it's gonna suck. I'm not joking, because nothing will make sense and nothing will fit together, and you'll always be wondering, right? So it's really, really important that this first lesson, you know, it's not every class where everything is a make it or break it deal, but I promise you really, really, you really got to know all this stuff. Non-optional. Okay, here comes your tune. Boop, 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 boop. And I'm not going to do the whole song because we don't have a ton of time, but I'm going to do a little bit. Just the beat, yeah? Yes. All right, pals. So we have so much to learn and explore. And even if you had many, many lessons this summer in this, I hope that you got a chance to try some things today in a new way and think about them in a new way. I often find when I revisit some information after a long study that there is a lot more for me on the next hearing, yeah, that I'm able to process it in a new way. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stop the YouTube right now.